Call the meeting to order and call on Councilman Poole. Pledge allegiance.
Face flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call roll.
Councilman Poole.
Here.
Councilman Cotton.
Here.
Councilman Kerry Barton.
Here.
Councilman Watson.
Here.
Councilman Fred Barton.
Here.
Mayor Lovelace.
Here.
We have a quorum for business, sir.
Approval of the minutes from the last meeting.
I make a motion we approve.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Poole to approve the minutes from the last meeting, seconded by, I believe, Councilman Cotton. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, those who would like to, will vote. Councilman Poole.
Yes.
Councilman Cotton.
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton.
Yes.
Councilman Watson.
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton.
Yes.
Minutes are approved.
Approval of the agenda.
Mayor, the council has a copy of the agenda, and there's a copy on the wall for those in the audience. Are there any changes that need to be made to the agenda?
Under old business, we'll carry over the appointment of the school board.
Okay.
I'll motion we approve the agenda as read.
Second.
We can just, on approving the agenda, we can just do the ayes and the noes. We don't have to have a motion and a second on it. So all those who would like to approve the agenda as amended with the mayor's comment, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say no. The ayes have it, and the agenda is approved as amended.
Under old business, now there'll be none. Under new business, the first item is approval of the accounts payable.
I make a motion we approve account payable.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Kerry Barton to approve the accounts payable, seconded by Councilman Poole. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Councilman Poole.
Yes.
Councilman Cotton.
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton.
Yes.
Councilman Watson.
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton.
Yes.
The motion carries and the accounts payable are approved.
I call on Paul Darnell from DMD Engineering.
Mayor and council, you have a package that I put in front of you. Last April 22nd, the bids were accepted for the Blackshear Lane Sanitary Sewer Improvements Project. Low bidder was Beasley and Company in the amount of $144,925. We had two other bids, R&B Contractors $160,000, B&W $171,867. You've got a letter that we recommended award of that contract to Beasley and Company. So if there are questions, comments, I'm here to answer them. And we do recommend the award to Beasley and Company.
I have a motion that we award the resolution number 160509.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Watson to approve resolution number 16-0509, seconded by Councilman Fred Barton. Is there any discussion?
Yes. All right, once we get this approved, everything, when are you going to start the work? 45 days, I guess?
We spoke with Mr. Beasley a few minutes ago. His preference is to start about the 1st of June. So
Right after Memorial Day weekend.
So about two and a half weeks.
they
So-
have the submittals on the equipment ready to send to us for approval. And based on the council, if you award this evening, our folks will start paperwork because we've got to get bonds and contracts and insurance and all that.
Okay, how many days in the contract?
I think there were 60 days.
60?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Paul.
Oh, 1 second. Would like to have a detailed copy of the plans you guys are going to use. Are they going to change from the original ones we already have?
They're not going to change as a bid. We will get you a complete set. No
Okay.
problem.
Okay.
Any other discussion?
That's it. That's all I've got.
Hearing none. Councilman Poole.
Yes.
Councilman Cotton.
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton.
Yes.
Councilman Watson.
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton.
Yes.
The motion passes and resolution number 16-0509 is approved.
Question two, that's what, calendar days or working days? Right.
Call on Ray Madden.
Yes,
Those
sir.
calendar days or working days?
Calendar,
There's
Calendar days?
calendar. I do need to verify, I'm going from the top of my head, I think it was 60 days, it may have been 90, but I think it was 60.
Any clause in there for inclement weather? Any
No, sir.
clause in there for inclement weather?
If a hurricane or something like that come, yes, we would be fair about it. But normal rainfall, no, sir.
Okay?
As long as it don't get too bad where we can't get in everybody's yard and lay the lines to their yard and stuff and mess everything up, or that it ain't in the clause to replace it. Because the way we got it stated in there now is replace everybody's sod and stuff in their
Right.
yards.
It's gonna be a big enough mess as it is, so we don't need
Well,
anything else to
you
add
know,
to it.
yeah, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be good for everybody over
Yeah,
there.
yes, sir.
So I think I think we'll get a good job out of it, and,
You
it's gonna
bet.
turn out good.
You bet.
I'm here in behalf of the municipal water pollution prevention, policy that we have to send to ADM every year. And this one here, the first one today is gonna be on the Bruton Lagoon, and I asked the council to approve this so I can get Mr. Lovis to sign it so I can send it back to ADM, for their records. And if there's any questions in it, y'all should have had a copy earlier, and really there ain't a whole lot's changed from last year of what our plans are for the future.
Can you say what's all contained in that report?
Sir?
Can you basically outline what's contained in that report?
What's contained in that report is actually what we've actually done over the years, what kind of improvements we've made in the last year, what kind of percentage of removal we have, and on our deal, on our, anyway.
It's a summary of the operation of the treatment plant for the last year, basically. This is submitted, we review it, it's submitted to ADM so they can see what you've done in the past year, but Ray submits reports every month, so it's just a compilation of all of that information all in one place. And how did things go for the year? And you bring it to the council so the council is aware that what's going on.
Where's the copy that you said we were supposed to get?
Did not send a copy, sent just the resolution.
We didn't send a copy this year, we just sent a resolution.
They usually ask questions in this forum.
Okay. Well, I apologize. Next year you will have a copy. I'll send you a copy of it next year. We've got to the end of May to get this thing out, so if y'all wanna, postpone it to the next council meeting and then send it in and get y'all a copy, then we'd be more than glad to do that. But it's no more than what we've been having, seriously.
Offer motion.
Go ahead.
Got another question?
Go ahead.
Offer motion is approve resolution number 16-0509-1.
Was the second by Councilman Kerry Barton? Okay. Motion by Councilman Watson to approve resolution number 16-0509-1, seconded by Councilman Kerry Barton. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton?
Yes.
The motion carries, and resolution number 15-0509-1 is approved.
On the second motion is the municipal water pollution prevention. This is going to be for the North Bruton Lagoon. This is the one we put in 2000, and it carries all the north end of the town. And it's the same identical form that we just went over, and so I mean it's got the same identical stuff in it, except it's pertaining to the north end of town. It's got how many overflows you've had, etc., how many grease overflows you've had and all that kind of stuff in it. That's basically what it is.
I make a motion we approve resolution 509-2.
Is a second by you, Councilman Cotton?
Yeah.
Okay. Motion by Councilman Poole to approve resolution number 16-0509-2, seconded by Councilman Cotton. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Councilman Poole.
Yes.
Councilman Cotton.
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton.
Yes.
Councilman Watson.
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton.
Yes.
The motion carries and resolution number 16-0509-2 is approved.
Thank y'all. Thank
Be
y'all.
hostile, some of you, I assume.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you. The next item is the utility truck, on the city clerk.
Mayor and Councilman, Utilities Department, which would be comprised of the gas, the water, and the sewer, has a badly worn truck that is in need of replacement. We sent out bid specifications to Andalusia Ford, to Peach Ford, and to Sales Ford of Monroeville. We did not get a response from Andalusia Ford. We got a response from Jim Peach Motors and also Sales Ford, and Sales Ford came in with a low bid of $28,179 on a truck to meet the specifications that were submitted. So if it's the desire of the council to award the bid, a resolution is prepared to that effect.
I have a motion to approve resolution 16-0509-3.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Watson to approve resolution number 16-0509-3, seconded by Councilman Kerry Barton. Is there any discussion?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
On this, you got your bids from these prospective dealerships. You wouldn't happen to have a spec sheet on the equipment that's on this truck?
I do on file. Essentially, the truck is going to be a four-wheel drive truck, extended super cab. I mean, it's going to be not a crew cab, but a super cab, four-wheel drive truck, XL model, black bumpers, standard tires, not the XLT or the highly decorated one. Basic truck with a four-wheel drive automatic transmission, and probably the only frill that we put on it was it would have automatic door locks. That's a convenience that's well worth what few dollars it costs.
And we're gonna sell the other truck, or we just gonna?
I'm not sure what Mr. Madden's plan for it is.
We're gonna sell it. It's actually Ray McClellan's truck, as it is.
You don't wanna sell that truck, you just, you trash that one.
No, it's not right there, I'm not to tell y'all.
Okay.
I'm sure every one of y'all seen it. It definitely needs to be replaced, and that's why we're replacing it.
Any other questions? Hearing none. Councilman Poole.
Yes.
Councilman Cotton.
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton.
Yes.
Councilman Watson.
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton.
Yes.
The motion carries, and resolution number 16-0509-3 is approved.
Next item is sidewalk project for Tiger Drive and Sowell Street.
Mayor, Council, good afternoon. On behalf of Mr. Paul and the rest of the employees at DMD, we appreciate the opportunity to work with the city on this project and to enhance the safety for the pedestrians here in town. The city was recently awarded a grant to install sidewalks along Tiger Drive from Highway 31 to Bevel Avenue and along Sowell Street from behind Cornerstone Community Church all the way down to the park in O'Bannon. It'll actually end at the boardwalk down there. That's where it will tie in. We took bids on this project a little over a week ago. We received 3 bids. As you can see there, listed before you, Beasley & Company came in at $197,265. Triple J Construction out of Crane Hill, Alabama came in at $183,711. And Williams Group from Bolagie, Alabama came in at $216,110.70. We have tabulated the bids, gone through them to make sure that they're accurate and intact. And we have generated a letter of recommendation that the city award the bid to Triple J Construction out of Crane Hill. Their bid of $183,000 and some change actually came in a little under the budget for the project. So that is a positive thing there. We have a little bit of money to play with. I think our budget was a little over $190,000 to do this project. Are there any questions from you guys?
When would this project start?
I talked to the owner of Triple J this afternoon. He's got a crew working right now in Andalusia and Florella. He'd like to move those guys over to Bruton. They should be through in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So my letter of recommendation is contingent upon final approval by AlDOT. AlDOT always has to review these bids. They like to see the resolution. They like to see our letter of recommendation as well. Usually that is a couple-day process. If I can get that pushed through, get the paperwork started, contract signed, it's possible that Triple J could come in here in the next 3 to 4 weeks and start construction. It's a 75-day working project, or calendar day project, I'm sorry.
What's the total number of yards of concrete for the,
I can actually tell you. A 4-inch sidewalk is about 1,600 square yards. We've got some driveway concrete in there as well, also some curb and gutter. We're redoing a couple of the inlets along the way. The sidewalk will go, as you well know, they have just done a lot of improvements at T.R. Miller High School with the parking lot in that area. Sidewalks will go on the opposite side of the road. And we'll tie in with the new crosswalk down at the baseball field and the football stadium. It'll kind of tie in very nicely with the A-Trip project that we just finished up as well.
I make a motion to approve order 16-0509-4.
second?
Motion by Councilman Fred Barton to approve resolution number 16-0509-4, seconded by Councilman Poole. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, Councilman Poole.
Yes.
Councilman Cotton.
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton.
Yes.
Councilman Watson.
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton.
Yes.
The motion carries and resolution number 16-0509-4 is approved.
Gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you, Rob.
If you will, Mayor, 1 second, I've got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
It's not pertaining to that particular sidewalks on the Taggart Drive.
Yes, sir.
When you turn off of Highway 31 on Taggart Drive,
Yes, sir.
both lanes, north and south, there's a little rectangular shape that's right there. Are you familiar with what I'm talking about? When you turn off of turn off of 31 onto Taggart Drive,
Yes, sir.
a little rectangle that sits there.
In the rate?
Little island.
Any rate, there's a rectangle.
Oh,
that sits
yeah, the little island that sits there. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
there.
Yes.
Just concerned about students, parents, teachers, the safety there. What they're asking is this: can that be highlighted in yellow paint with probably crystals in it, so they can see it, especially at night when they turn off the highway onto Taggart Drive?
Yes, sir, that's something we can certainly look at. Like I said, this project's a little under budget, so if we wanted to do something more with some striping, or actually consider that traffic control. So if we wanted to do something in that area, I think we have some money, we might could look at doing that. I'm certainly
That would
looking-
all still be within that grant?
Yes, sir, still be
Okay.
within that grant.
Okay?
Okay.
Now, I'll be completely honest, I need to look into that first, and obviously, changes
fine.
like that have to be approved by AlDOT, but
That's fine.
if I'm understanding you correctly, I don't see any reason why we
But
couldn't.
we're not talking about a whole lot of monies, a whole lot of funding there.
Yes, sir.
But, you know, if we can get it done, it sure would be to our advantage to get it done.
Okay, sure.
Russell, while you're here,
Yes, sir.
can you give a quick update on the Sowell Road project?
I can. Obviously, we had a meeting following the council meeting a few weeks ago now, and kind of got some direction from you and the council as to how we wanted to proceed with Sowell Road. We're looking at the drainage down there now, doing some improvements with that drainage area where we've got some erosion issues. We've sent everything we needed to send into the state, waiting for final approval on any type of extension we want to make on that south end of Sowell Road. That's not at all impeding our progress, because we're really working on the hydraulic calculations and the hydraulic analysis for the water that is in there, and really turning that from an open ditch system now into a closed pipe system. If you guys recall, I don't know, 8 or 10 years ago, the state came in and they closed in a good deal of that ditch right there along Highway 31 and a portion of the south end of Sowell and put it in a closed pipe system. And that's kind of what we're looking at doing now, is extending what the state started. We're in that process, Mayor. As soon as we get notification from the state and approval for our final, they call it a scope of work for Sowell Road, we'll be able to submit plans, but still got to go through the CSX process, still have to have all of our hydraulic calculations approved by ALDOT. So it's just an ongoing process right now.
So we're still looking at a late summer, early fall?
Yes, sir.
Bid date?
I believe
Pave
so. At the pace that we're moving right now, I don't see any reason why it would change from that. I think we're looking at really an early fall type bid date. We're going to push for that as much as we can.
And then the last question I have is for Craig. And the next time we have another paint truck with extra paint, we're gonna finish painting the yellow line on Sowell down to 31?
Yes, when they come back, they're gonna go all the way down, yes.
But something Councilman Barton brought up. Yeah. If we can catch where we stopped on north of Sowell Road and go back up past the John F. Fisher Center, on back and tie into Gordon on the other end. Basically, I'm saying that up in the Gordon, it's been resurfaced.
See what happened, they had some extra.
Well, I know they had extra paint,
And-
but it would be to our best interest of looking at it, people, the public looking at it saying, why didn't y'all do all of it instead
Sure.
of part?
Well, I know
You know.
Mr. Joe knows, because there's been some discussion for everybody else's benefit and people who do not know. We've been doing a lot of paint striping associated with the paving projects around here. Paint striping crew was in town, and they finished up work on the projects that we had, and they had, I don't know, a good bit of material left in their truck. And so, as a benefit to the city, they just asked, could they simply use the rest of that material somewhere that the city needed it. At the time, they were in the Sowell Road area, and we knew that stripe over there was in pretty bad shape, so we thought it'd be a good idea for them to put down what they had. And when the public sees that, you know, there's only a portion of it done and it's not complete, that's the reason why. Yeah. It was not anything that we intentionally left off, it's just, they were donating that stripe. I mean, it's, I can't put a dollar figure on it right now, but you got probably a couple $1,000s worth of material right there for free.
But if that should happen again, we're gonna use it out here.
Sir?
If that should happen again, we're gonna use it out here.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get it finished up, but like I say, if they have a tanker truck like that, we always encourage them to please, you know, put
They shoot
that
it out, yeah.
wherever we can.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Next item is an appointment to the Board of Zoning Adjustments by the mayor. And I'm gonna just reappoint Dave Avan. And the next item is discussion on the motel, and I'll call on and we're talking about, come on now.
It's on,
Skip one?
You skip
has,
two,
the Escambia County mitigation plan.
and you got to do
I'm
the
sorry.
dot.
You got it back.
Then you got dot also.
Yeah.
We're on H.
Go H.
I don't see what,
You missed mitigation,
I miss Lawton.
lordship.
Lawton.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council.
Lord,
About a year ago, May 19th, I had the privilege of meeting with some other city officials at the County Ag Science Building regarding the 2015 Alabama, Escambia County Hazard Mitigation Plan update. And basically what that is the plan is good for like 5 years. And in the plan, you have to actually have projects outlined that you want to do in the future. And if you're not in the plan, then if money comes available from the government during a natural disaster or so forth, if you're not in the plan, you won't be able to get that funding. So I looked over the plan, and I met with Chief Salter as well, and we discussed having safe buildings during tornado shelter, basically tornado shelter. And anyway, they were actually in the plan for for the public to be able to get funding as well. But we didn't have anything for the city itself as far as employees like for city municipal buildings, anything like that, so we added that into the plan. Also, other agencies such as the hospital, nursing home, they're also eligible. So I talked with Mark Manning. The hospital already has some stuff that was going on and they really didn't need anything else. So I talked with Mark Manning at the nursing home, and he said that some additional roofing would be good if they get that added to the plan, and that's what we did. We added that as well. So those two things were added in the plan, and are there any questions?
I make a motion we approve resolution number 16-50509-5.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Kerry Barton to approve resolution number 16-0509-5, seconded by Councilman Fred Barton. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton?
Yes.
The motion carries, and resolution number 16-0509-5 is approved.
Next item is the Dot Shop building discussion.
Mayor, there's a local business called the Dot Shop, located at 110 St. Joseph Street, which is going to be down in the historical district of Bruton. Want to open up a business in one of those vacant buildings, and the business plans to offer custom paint parties in a mobile or fixed studio setting, homemade signs, and home decor. It's projected by the business plan that was submitted by Chelsea Madden, the owner of the Dot Shop, that the business will generate somewhere between $7,520 to $24,800 in monthly income, with appropriate taxes from whatever the figure would be. Heretofore, it has been the opinion of the City Council that it's a worthy investment to assist with funding for businesses to locate in vacant buildings in the downtown Bruton Historic District. The process to go through to make this acceptable by Constitution standards is to publish this notice to residents of the City of Bruton in the local newspaper, set up a public hearing, and allow folk to come speak in favor of or in opposition to the city granting public funds to a private entity in view of the fact that it may contribute to economic or industrial development. And that's what the resolution is that is prepared today, just simply to publish a notice in the Bruton Standard on May the 11th, schedule a date for a public hearing on June the 13th, and then let the council at that time make a determination as to whether this business is worthy of being supported by public funds.
Make a motion to approve 16-0509-6.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fred Barton to approve resolution number 16-0509-6 to publish notice about the request from the Dot Shop and to hold a public hearing on June 13, 2016. Motion made by Councilman Barton, seconded by Councilman Watson. Is there any discussion?
Any people that she thinks she may employ? Mr. Johansson?
A limited number to begin with, up to 5 within the first year, but I would let her answer that question better than I.
Okay.
Chelsea, can
Thank you, sir.
the question was asked about the number of employees you would have.
Yeah, for now, I have myself, a part-time employee, and a carpenter that's working with me. And in the first year, I plan to have 5 total, full-time. Not 5 full-time. I have 3 full-time, and 2 will be part-time. I'm hoping to use some high school girls, get them in on the weekends. Maybe some college students from JD, but definitely 3 full-time, 2 part-time, 5 total.
And your hours of operation to include the days you will be open?
Yes, I will be Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and on Saturday, 10 to 2, and then I'll also have on Saturday and Sundays, the studio will be available for private parties.
Okay.
Is that it?
Any others? Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton?
Yes.
The motion carries and resolution number 16-0509-6 is approved.
And we'll get to the motel. As we know, they're new owners of the motel across, got a corner across the road, formerly known as the Bruton Inn, and they're here today to make a presentation to the city council.
Good evening, Mayor, Councilman. Thank you very much, city members, for allowing me to speak today. My name is Atul Patel. I personally am new to Bruton. However, my partners are not. We have been in the Bruton market for a little over 10 years. We run currently Spuds 1 and Spuds 2 off of the main thoroughway in Bruton. We took those properties over when they were either shut down or pretty much dilapidated, pretty much to nothing. And we feel we've done the community a justice and an improvement. So with that being said, I haven't been in the market for 10 years. The hotel had been up and down, in and out, throughout some distress, and it came the opportunity that this might be an avenue for us to help Bruton once again. Thank you. So many questions come up, and I'm just going to go through my presentation real quick and then open up for questions if you like. So who we are. So we're a collaboration of senior and next generation hoteliers. Myself, I've been in this business since I was 11 years old. My father got me in the business when we moved here in 1979. We have taken old properties and renovated them and turned them into something that's been substantial, specifically in small markets. I grew up in Tifton, Georgia, which when I moved was a very tiny town. Today it's a little bit bigger than that, thanks to I-75. We currently, throughout the years, have owned hotels, approximately 25 bought and sold, and after the last economic downturn, we have managed to build our portfolio back to 5 properties, mid-scale, economy, and also boutique. Primarily in Georgia, we have 1 property in Birmingham, Alabama, and now we're currently invested in this hotel in Bruton, Alabama. Again, we are local business owners, and we have been here for the past 10 years. So, some of the accolades. You wonder, how am I any different, how are we any different than what you've had in the past? A couple of things. Number 1, we do not take over properties to fail. Our goal is to take something that is either a diamond in the rough, if you will, or something that already is doing well and try to make it better. Some of the accolades that I have personally received with hotels that we ran, today our hotels are on TripAdvisor and we win awards of excellence every year. With 2 of the properties, we have won franchise awards, as some of the awards were franchise runner-up and also franchise of the year. I do sit on brand councils of some of these franchisors, so we advise franchisors how to be better franchisors, if you will. I personally sit on the Governor's Tourism Board in Georgia. I was appointed 2 years ago, and I feel that I've done a pretty substantial job of improving that board. I am the only hotelier on that board. And then 2 years ago, I stepped down from the largest hotel association in the country, AHOA. It stands for Asian American Hotel Owners Association. I was a board director and I ran Georgia. So what are we going to do? Well, first of all, I don't know if you guys have seen the property or not. I'm sure everybody's seen the outside, but we are planning on removing everything inside that is damaged. It's inside and out. There are damages to the outside as well, and so we'll be taking all that and redoing it. We will install new furniture, new fixtures, and completely redo the inside as needed. It will get a new roof. The whole reason why this hotel has gotten to the condition it has, it's been patchwork done on this roof. So we are proposing to take it completely off, start all over, and put a new 20-year roof on it. When this new roof is put into place, it will account for all the latest data for rain flow. Obviously, when this roof was first put on, rain was different than it is 30 years later. We will have the electrical and mechanical inspected. Plumbing has already been looked at. We are going to do a little bit of plumbing work. However, electrical and mechanical is still to be done. We are working on that currently, so that will be efficiently done and up to code. We are going to be adding an elevator in the hotel. It will probably reside in the lobby area, and we are going to be redesigning the lobby area to give it more of a modern appearance. Lastly, we'll be updating and improving what you see on the outside of the hotel, not only the building itself, but the landscape. If you look at our other properties, they are completely different than what you see today. Here are just a few of the pictures that we took while we were in the hotel. The first two pictures you see on the top is the lobby and one of the storage rooms inside the hotel. The lower left is your breakfast area, and then on the right is a typical room inside the hotel. This is what we propose the hotel might look like when we are completely done. I believe that's a big dramatic change from what we are going to be doing today, or what we're starting with today. Now, this is not exactly what you will see in this hotel, but this gives you an idea of what we are capable of doing and what we hope to accomplish for the community of Brewton. Why are we doing it? Well, over the past 10 years, we've heard from some of our constituents in the stores that we have that there's a need for a nice hotel. We hear from local businesses that they could use a nice hotel to refer people to. The local industries sure could use a hotel to stay at. I am assuming that some of the bids that I saw today would change dramatically if they didn't have to drive 35 to 45 minutes away to stay somewhere else, because that adds about 2 hours of drive time. Your competitive set today is substandard. We've looked at the competition, we've analyzed it, we feel it is inferior to what this town needs. And lastly, the city needs a pride and joy, and we believe we want to add that to you. Here are the benefits to the city and the community. That this hotel should hopefully house guests that are brought to the city. For instance, I heard last time I was in town, there was a concert by the Temptations, but they could not stay in Brewton because you didn't have a qualified hotel. You need meeting space for the community, not necessarily a large space, but anywhere if somebody wants to hold a birthday party, maybe a baby shower or anything otherwise, graduation, anything. You need a focal hotel in the city. You do not have one currently. Maybe this was it at one time. We want to bring it back to Brewton. We are here to serve the public. I remember, Mayor, when we were in town last time, one of the community members pulled up and said, we sure would love to see this hotel open again. We need somewhere to house our families when they come back in town. I know that the industry in the area could use this hotel as well, since they are traveling much further away. We hope that this hotel will also stimulate additional business and industry to move to Brewton and hopefully endure some better business here in this town. We think we will help improve the economics of the city. I know we'll do so by taxes, but hopefully also as people drive through the city, they'll see a much better landscape. We will create jobs as well as banquet facilities. Just in the jobs alone, we will employ anywhere from 20 to 30 employees, depending on how busy we are, not including the banquet facilities and restaurants, assuming they open up and when they open up. And the last benefit is when we are done, this town will have an 80-plus room, mid-scale boutique hotel with an outdoor pool that reflects what you need in this town. So what do I need? That's what it all comes down to. The first and foremost is I need support from the city. I need endorsements. I need the city to be proud of what we accomplish when we accomplish it. And if we don't do what you need, then we are an open door policy. Tell us what you're looking for and we will make it right. But this is something that I need the city to be behind once we're done. We need the promotions of new industry and events from Brewton. The city's done a good job of bringing events such as like the concert you brought in, but we would like to see more events. We would like to see new industry come into this town or around the town that can help benefit this hotel as well. We would like the city to help with some marketing and some sponsorship so that when you sponsor and market this city, you can say that we have a beautiful hotel for you to reside in while you're staying in Brewton. We would like a 5-year understanding from the city that it will take 5 years to get a strong foothold in this city again, to build the reputation back, to gain the trust of all the members of the community and the industry in the area. So we would like that understanding from the city. Lastly, some money. If we could see it your way, we would like to see as much as up to $100,000. That $100,000 will be spent very wisely and very diligently on, number one, beautification of the exterior in landscape and design. Secondly, we will do design work on the inside so that we do not impede the beauty that this hotel possesses currently. You can't build a modern-day hotel into this class of hotel. It has its own character, and we want to make sure we accent that character. It is in pretty bad shape on the inside, so we figure we will spend somewhere around $50,000 or so, hopefully a little less, just depends on how bad the fees get, to clean this hotel out and get rid of everything that's inside that needs to go, damage-wise. And lastly, we hope this money will be spent well so that it will change the image on 31. With that, I think I end my presentation, and I will open up for any questions somebody might have.
I have a couple of questions for you, sir.
Yes, Councilman.
You said that you're going to be putting an elevator in this building?
Yes, sir.
So the building is still going to be a 2-story, or are you going to plan to take it higher?
No, sir, it will stay at 2 stories.
So just two-
Structurally, it will stay just as it is, but we're gonna add an elevator inside the hotel.
Okay, and then would you elaborate a little bit on your restaurant facilities?
So currently, it does have a restaurant facility. We are planning on cleaning it out, but right now, we do not want to run the restaurant.
Okay,
We will have breakfast served for the hotel guests, but it will be separate from the restaurant facility.
so that'd be like a continental breakfast, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
and okay, you answered the employee question.
Yes,
You
sir.
said 20 to 30 employees,
Yes, sir.
and you said depending on business. That means you're going to be employing part-time employees?
So in hotel industry, it's pretty much part-time and full-time. The way this works is it's easy to get front desk staff. It's easy to get management and supervisors. The hard part is housekeeping and giving enough hours to all the housekeepers. So usually what I like to do, what we do in our properties is we exercise a full-time and part-time system. And depending on how flexible we need to be for our employees, we will do that. So we will hire both full-time and part-time. It just depends on the employees as to what they need to work. So the scale of 20 to 30 falls in the housekeeping staff normally.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Councilman, I'll add one last thing for you.
Sure.
When it comes to job employment, the one thing that my family understands and we hold dear to our hearts is we hold our employees first, because without them, you don't have anything. And they are the forefront of our businesses. So I tell my front desk clerks in any property we walk into that they own this hotel. They run this hotel, and they make the decisions in this hotel. We will support them if it's the right decision. If it's wrong, then we will teach them how to make it better next time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The Constitution of Alabama allows a municipality to grant taxpayer funds to a private entity for the purpose of promoting economic or industrial development in the municipality. A resolution is prepared today to go through the constitutional process to consider whether or not to grant such funds to Sapphire Hospitality in a value up to $20,000 for actual costs incurred for landfill disposal fees. And this resolution would publish this notice for the public in the Brewton Standard on May the 11th, but also schedule a public hearing for June 13th on 2016, so the council can make a determination on that day if they see fit as to whether to award any financial assistance or not.
I have a motion to approve resolution number 16-0509-7.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Watson to approve resolution number 16-0509-7, seconded by Councilman Fred Barton. Is there any discussion?
What date would that going to be on, the public hearing?
June 13. Any other questions or discussion? Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton? Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton?
Yes.
The motion carries, and resolution number 16-0509-7 is approved, and we will have a public hearing pertaining to this matter on June 13th at 4:30 in the council chambers.
The next item, we have, the Smithsonian Institute is bringing an exhibit to Brewton, called Hometown Teams. And we will house this exhibit in a building on the boardwalk, the last building on the boardwalk, which has the mural painted on the side, is owned by the Butts. And I've asked the city attorney to draw up a lease, which has been prepared, and to go over the lease with the council.
This lease is pretty straightforward. They would allow us occupancy into the building. We would go in to get it ready for the exhibit, clean up, painting, any kind of touch-ups that need to be done to make it very presentable for the public. And the consideration for allowing the city to do this was they could retain and keep the benefits of any improvements made by the cleanup and painting that the city does. So
there's no rent to be paid?
There's no rent to be paid. It's just
It's a 4-month lease. 4-month lease.
Yeah, 4-month lease.
Council, I'm sorry, I would ask you the question on this building, the top in fairly decent condition on this building? Very top, do you know?
That I do not
Okay.
know.
Okay.
Based on the information we have at this point, I make a motion we approve this lease.
Which was the second, Mayor? Okay. Motion by Councilman Pat Poole to approve this lease, seconded by Councilman Cotton. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none. Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton?
Yes.
The motion carries, and the lease is approved.
Are there any comments or announcements?
Have neither.